Okay.
Okay.
Let's begin. Hello, everyone. And today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So, if this is on my YouTube channel, which I will be sharing on my YouTube channel, everyone knows me already as an oracle and a card reader. And I've been really wanting to introduce my beautiful bestie, Kirsten, who is also an incredible channel and card reader. And for a while now, I've been wanting to share the way that we both read. She supported me behind the scenes for many years. She is my secret source, my secret weapon. And I've been wanting to bring her into the forefront on my YouTube channel. And a while ago, I was inspired by these two women who were both card readers, and once a month they would get together and do a card reading together. And I so enjoyed hearing their different perspectives, how things would often align, just seeing how their energies would just play together and how things would often sync up, and it was okay for things to land together and okay for things to be different as well. So I thought, why don't me and Kirsten do this together for the next new moon reading? And then if you're listening to this and watching this in Soul Temple, which was Kirsten's free Facebook group, but is now a shared Facebook group as we are about to launch something new together. And I also wanted to introduce myself into the space there and say hi to everybody, and just thought this would be a really nice, fun, playful way of seeing how me and Kirsten just share our gifts and how our gifts complement each other, and for you to get to know us together as a duo. And there is a wasp in my room that is massively going to distract me. Oh my gosh, that really is going to distract me. So today we're going to be doing a new moon reading. It's new moon in Leo. Oh my gosh, it's found its way. No, it hasn't. It's there. I thought it found its way out the window. It hasn't. There's probably a message in this somewhere. The world is our oracle. Um, so what was I saying, Kirsten? Oh yes, I know. So we're going to be doing the new moon. We're going to be doing a reading for the new moon, and the new moon in Leo, which I'll let Kirsten share a little bit about that just to begin with. And in hope that this reading can support you during this next phase. The new moon is often the energy where we set intentions, we go inwards, we're reflective, we're thinking about what we're wanting to grow and develop inside and what we're also wanting to create in our life. So we'll be looking at the current energies, the current themes, the things that are on the surface. And then we will then move into what the challenge is, the opportunity of growth, the activation that is wanting to happen for you during this next cycle in relation to your prayer and intention of what you're wanting to grow, create, and develop. And then we'll move into the opportunity that is wanting to happen, the energies that are wanting to come in for you and ground in for you. And then we will look at the overall manifestation coming into full moon energy, the medicine, the manifestation of the medicine that is wanting to happen for you and what will be solidified in your 3D reality for you. So yeah, I'll let Kirsten take over. I'm not good with introductions at all. It takes me a while to kind of ground in. So I'll let Kirsten take over from here, and then hopefully I'll be more coherent when you next see me.
Oh, thank you, Laura. You actually did a really beautiful introduction there. So that was absolutely gorgeous, despite the wasp. The wasp added to it, right? Oh, so I'm so thrilled to be doing this with Laura. For those of you who don't yet know me, my name is Kirsten Newman, and Laura has just summed up very beautifully the flavour of our friendship in many ways. I think we've done so much in one another's behind the scenes, I think, when it comes to oracle support and being there for one another. And we are besties, as you say. So I'm thrilled to be here doing this with Laura. So the new moon in Leo then. So the new moon in Leo is just this really beautiful energy of feeling into our heart's desires. Leo is such a heart energy. It is heartfelt leadership, friendships, playfulness, authentic expression. And the journey of Leo is also really this journey of understanding where we have, through conditioning, through wounding, through whatever experiences in our life, where we have come to take on certain roles, certain responsibilities, certain expressions of ourselves, certain parts of our identity that actually we didn't choose, we didn't actively want those. It's just that we either were given them and we didn't question it, or we adopted them out of some kind of a necessity. Anything can become our identity. You know, Kirsten is part of my identity. Oracle is part of my identity. Your wife, you know, anything can become part of our identity. And some of those identities and roles we play are healthy and beneficial, and they feel authentic and expansive for us. And others, less so. You know, others feel constricting. They feel restrictive, they feel unhealthy. We may have outgrown them, or we actually may never have felt like they fit us at all. You know, I am weak, I am not enough, I am the martyr. These are also roles that we may be playing. These are also parts of our identity we may have that don't serve. And so really this beautiful energy of Leo, she kind of invites us to come into our truth, come into our heart, come into this ability from our heart space to hold the many layers that we are all comprised of, a whole multidimensional self. And with that new moon energy, we can really go inwards and we can start observing what's coming through. It's not this, you know, illuminating energy of the new moon, the full moon. It's a softer energy than that, but it's that going inwards and that sense of, is there anything here right now that's niggling, that's asking for a softening of some kind, that's just a whisper that's ready to be noticed as we set our intentions and go through this next lunar cycle and our journey with her. So that is what I've been feeling to kind of, speak to with Leo new moon. So thank you for the opportunity, Laura. Is there anything you want to add to that before we move into the card pull?
No, I feel that's beautiful, and I feel that really leads us beautifully into the beginning of this reading, which is if you're tuning into your intention for this next cycle, what are you feeling is kind of just at the surface of your heart wanting to be noticed, the changes. Like, we all have a sense of what's coming up within us, what's rising, current themes that are rising within us that are wanting to be cleared away or noticed or activated. We get a sense of like what our next healing is, or or sometimes if we don't know, we know that we're being guided into something new and we're just open to what that might be. So just tuning into what your prayer and intention is for this reading, what you're hoping to experience and receive, and also what your prayer and intention is for this next moon cycle for you. And then we'll go into the cards. So I'm going to tune into a card for the current energies at the moment. And you said it beautifully before, Kirsten. What did you say about when you tune into the readings, you first tune into what's on the surface?
Yeah, so I call them the current invitations. They're kind of the energies that are, as you've said, the energies that are present, the energies that are very easy for us to notice because we've probably already been noticing them on some level and contemplating them in some way.
Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to tune into that, and then Kirsten's also going to tune into it as well. overall theme, the current energies. Oh, wow. Number 10, authority. Number 10 is completions, new beginnings, and being in our own authority, being in the word that's actually come up for me this morning, with a video I watched this morning and also in conversation with my brother this morning, is what we have agency over in our life and having agency over ourselves. And something that's actually been coming up in a lot of my readings, I've been doing like a 30-day reading journey on my YouTube, is having an independent mind. And a lot of us have lived our life where we don't feel like the main person in our life, and our lens is very much looking into other people and how other people are doing, or that comparison, or just putting other people before us. And I feel like there's a shift in the collective happening right now where it's like coming back to us as our own authority, having agency over ourselves, our own independent mind, our own sovereignty. So there's like a completion and a new beginnings within that in this next chapter. This card also says the frequency of authority reminds us that true authority is powerful, directed, and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. So having authority is also like, it's knowing who you are, but you also have space to know who other people are as well, and allow people to also be themselves, even if it's different from you. You are feeling so safe and at home in yourself that you feel safe with other people's uniqueness and differences as well, which is so interesting because before we started this recording, Kirsten and I were speaking about how we tend to feel like we know somebody like so well, and because we've known them for so long, we know what they're going to do, we know what their answers are, and sometimes that's not the case, and we've created such a fixed lens and picture on who that person is, and how we can do that to ourselves sometimes. And also as well, before starting the call, there was a moment where me and Kirsten wanted to come into harmony. I always want to come into a place of harmony before like beginning anything. And there was a moment where we needed to come into harmony with a perspective. And in order to do that, we first had to accept each other's differences and love each other through that. So I feel there's a message in that as well. But the main message is you being the captain of your ship. You are at the driving wheel, and what that actually means. You can't drive when you are looking at somebody else's car. Kirsten, would you like to extend any message?
Oh, I love that. I love everything you've said. So the card I have drawn is Temple of the Rose.
Beautiful.
So Temple of the Rose, ancient power, expression, activation, scarlet codes. So this speaks to everything Laura has already shared. And I feel it also brings this little essence of ways you can start finding that for yourself, because it's well and good, isn't it, to know that we're here to be the captain of the ship, as Laura so beautifully says, to know that actually this is our car to drive, this is our agency, this is our authority. And as is so true with the theme of Leo, it's still that not dilemma, but it can feel like a dilemma. It's that disillusionment and the dissolution that must happen in order for us to go through some kind of a rebirth. There almost always needs to be that fading of some kind of an illusion that we've perhaps full-heartedly sometimes believed in. And so really what this card is saying, as by a complete like an extension of what Laura's already shared, is actually coming back to Scarlet Codes is this essence of something that feels a little bit rebellious, and that's what I'm feeling. This sense of there's something that feels a little bit edgy, a little bit rebellious. Maybe it feels a little bit naughty to do. Maybe there's an aspect of you that's a little bit like wants to say, screw it. I think I'm going to do it this way. Like, screw what they say. That doesn't matter anymore. I'm feeling to go in this direction. I'm feeling to be this. I'm feeling to lead with this. And whilst that can riddle us with guilt, and whilst it's so important as well to hold everything in the wisdom Laura's just shared, which is, of course, exactly as she said, everybody's got their own differences, everybody's got their truths. So when we lead with this agency, it would only be a defense mechanism if I were to say, screw this, I don't care what people think anymore, that doesn't matter to me anymore, like, I've just suddenly stopped caring and start doing what I want to do. That would just be another defense mechanism. The truth lies in something so much softer and so much warmer, something so heart opening. It doesn't feel like a wall or a suit of armor. It feels like an exhale and a stepping out into the light and taking a layer of something off and going, oh, okay, I can breathe. But certainly with the Scarlet Codes, there is this essence coming through, this sense of it's okay that it might feel a little bit rebellious. That doesn't make you a bad person. That doesn't make you wrong. It doesn't make you, if you've got this role that you treasure dearly, like mother, teacher, wife, sister, like, it doesn't automatically have to, even if it might appear to contradict it, it doesn't automatically have to contradict it, as long as you embody that open heart and that softness and let that be your guide. Are you opening? Are you contracting? Are you shedding something that feels harsh? Or are you stepping into something that feels harsh to fulfill it? So that's really the kind of the guidance that wanted to come through with that one.
Oh, so beautiful. I'm just like, I feel that emotional because I'm like, I just love your medicine so much. And it's just so beautiful to be doing this with you. And I was so excited by this idea, but now we're here. I'm just like, I love this so much.
I'm loving
So
it too.
yeah, thank you for that. I feel like you pulled through some really, really important pieces of like, the inner workings of what happens when we actually start connecting with our own authority and all the emotions that come up within that. So I feel that's really beautiful medicine that you just shared. Um, as I went first with the previous card, do you want to go next for tuning into the activation that's wanting to come in?
Let's do that. Yeah. Felt like one came through then and it didn't. Oh, I love this one. Brothers of the Rose. Sacred masculine, honor, protection, support. So when we choose something new, it feels fragile. And that is where having a sense of our sacred masculine, because we've all got the feminine and the masculine within us, when we can tune into that sense of sacred protection, and again, and I'm always so cautious using the word protection because protection can sometimes be perceived and felt as putting on a suit of armor. But it's more the sense, the word I always get with this card is the word reverence. It's the holding something in reverence that enables us to protect something that is new and fragile. So if we were to imagine this new intention, this new version of you wanting to come through, this new aspect of you wanting to come through and be honored, if we were to understand it as a seed that you're planting at this time of the new moon, we'd want to be holding reverence for that, and we'd want to be doing everything we can to look after it. That's what I'm hearing. Rather than seeing it as protecting it, it's this sense of look after it. You don't need to tend to the seed at this point. You're tending to the soil. You're nourishing the soil. So this is this sense of nourishing yourself, being mindful of the environments you may put yourself in or have, sometimes we just have to be in certain places in our life. Be mindful of those environments. Be mindful of the soil within you. Be mindful of the different aspects of you that might need a little bit of weeding out when it comes to letting this new seed take root so that it can take growth. And the word that just keeps coming through, as it always does for this card, again, it's reverence, because it also reminds us that this is a process, and this is a sacred process. Everything about this is divine, even the weeds that need to come out, even that's part of the process, even that's part of the growth. So holding all of that with reverence becomes this beautiful sacred masculine container for the flow of all this potency that's activating and opening up at this time. So that's what's
Beautiful. That's gorgeous. Thank you. It's really interesting as well that I mentioned my brother at the beginning of this reading, and then Brother of the Rose came up.
Yeah.
Oh, I've just seen a beautiful butterfly. Does that want to come in my window as well? Actually, the wasp is gone now. Come in, guys. Let's see, make yourself at home.
Oh, Laura's reading. Let's come in.
But yeah, it's so beautiful. Environment. The word environment really stood out to me as well. It's just really important. The people we surround ourselves with. I'm just going to speak into something. I don't know if this is what's going to come up in the card, but often as well, and I find myself doing it, and in conversations with people this morning, often when we know something isn't right for us, we tend to just try our best to grow around it, to include it. And I get the sense of like, it's okay to do that, but there's going to be a time where you do need to either weed some things out. There's only so much we can begin to grow around, when actually it just needs to be pulled out so it can really thrive. Like, you can do a really good job at growing around something and allowing it to work for you in some way, or understanding, but sometimes it is necessary to weed things out in the most loving way possible. That's kind of been a bit of an affirmation for me at the moment, is like, how can I do this in the most loving way possible, and allowing yourself to be shown. I feel like community is so important as well. Oh, I got a little bit of an echo then. That was weird. The people you surround yourself with, who give yourself that chance to grow and create space to grow into who you truly are, explore who you really are. But let's see. So the activation, the challenge, in extension to what came through Kirsten. Oh, beautiful. Sea turtle, stability. And that really speaks into what you were saying as well about the masculine container. Not protection, but looking after. I really love how you shifted that around. It just makes more sense, because protection is like, oh, it needs to be protected from something, but looking after is just that human nature and that human desire to really care for things or for somebody. Maybe there is a lot of like inner child tenderness at this time, and I'm getting this sense of like something that you always knew was that was within you, and has like, it's been growing bit by bit for some time. Like, I'm getting a vision of an egg, and like just tiny, like just gently cracking, and the shell just slowly cracking away for years upon years, since like the day that you were born. And it's just been gently cracking open. And I feel like there's this sense of matching with a frequency in a person or a being that is able to hold that and carry that and support that, whether that's another person or your environment or your connection with source, that matches. It's the exact medicine that you need for this to fully hatch now, for it to fully hatch now. And this card is a number 8 as well. Is there anything else here? Yeah, I'm just getting that you're in a safe place and you're on soft landing for this to catch its breath and to take some time to really hatch. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Okay, so the opportunity. I feel like what's hatching has wings as well. I feel like this part of you that is birthing um was actually perfectly designed for this lifetime. And it's not going to be what you thought it was going to be. It actually has, um, yeah, I'm just getting that it's got wings. Okay, so the opportunity wanting to come in. Star ancestor, follow the voice of your soul. Hmm. The I feel like there is a clearer connection to what your soul is telling you. And since we're leaning into this rebellious nature, and having that ability to be like, actually, I'm going to do it this way, and I'm going to listen to this part of myself. Even though this is a person I really admire or look up to, or I know really cares dearly about me, this is what I'm hearing and sensing and feeling. And I just get a sense of that just becoming stronger. There's another insect in my room. Again, I'm just getting this message of like, for this lifetime, there's something activating within you that has been waiting for this lifetime. Like there's a reason why it hadn't hatched yet. There's a reason why it's only been hatching bit by bit, because it was for this time in your life. Um, yeah, that's all I'm getting there. Is there anything that you want to pull through with that?
It's beautiful. While you were sharing that, I was getting images of pyramids and the Sphinx, which for me normally symbolizes ancient. So it's almost like I feel exactly what you're saying with that sense of the whole, like the carrying it for the lifetime. And there's almost this sense of, and past lifetimes. It's like yeah, something very karmic feeling about what I feel was coming through as well on that level. So I pulled Trust the Seasons, Embracing Change, Cycles of Life, Transition, Growth, which again speaks really beautifully to everything Laura's just shared, because everything does have a season. And actually nothing is permanent, and that doesn't have to come with a heavy heart. That doesn't have to come with a grieving process. It doesn't have to. Sometimes what this card is asking for right now is this awareness that something is going to need to be shed, be transitioned from, be stepped away from. And it's interesting because that's exactly what you said, thinking about it, Laura, didn't you, with the activations? You did say about we can grow around something, but actually sometimes that thing needs to be removed so we can really flourish. It's a sense of that, trusting that everything has its predestined lifespan, and really coming into some kind of an emotional and spiritual maturity around that, finding your center around that, and being able to hold the reverence and trust that things that are ready to fall away, and it's not necessarily around you, it's not necessarily people, it may well be something within you, trusting that it's right, it not only can, that it's right for it to do so. So I do get this sense of endings, secret beginnings, and also this sense of allowing the process to tick along in its own timing. I would love to think that you receive some kind of an activation, some real inspiration from what we're sharing today. And sometimes that can hit us with this real lightning strike of excitement, and we can want to move things forward before they're ready to be moved. So there is this sense as well of not holding yourself back, but being willing to lean a little bit more into your back body rather than into your front body. And be open to what's unfolding. Watch what's unfolding around you. Notice it as a reflection of things that may be unfolding within you, and notice what's ready to have its chapter closed, so that you can be stepping into what's ready to be opening up. That's really what's, yeah. And I'm getting that, you know, and so above, below, that sense of just because something might be feeling a little bit uncomfortable in your surroundings with another pattern in your environment, don't automatically assume that's the thing that's ready to be shed. Take some discernment around that and be willing to look within first, because often actually what's around us is mirroring something within us that's ready to shed, and that will really deepen you into some self-knowledge and self-empowerment there.
I love that. Before you go into the next card, I love that so much, because often we can be quick to be like, this isn't an alignment for me, this isn't serving me, I need to get rid of it.
Definitely.
I need to get rid of it, because we are told a lot to release, to clear away, and that is what we're speaking about. But you know what you're sharing there, which is so important, is just slowing down first and seeing, okay, before I quickly extract this has come into my reality for a reason. It's reflecting something back to me, and it's clearing from the inside first. What do I need to clear on the inside first? And then you really get to know the energetics of, sometimes when we shift within, our reality shifts all by itself. And then sometimes there is a moment where we have to actively, clear something. But taking that time to look at the pattern that's arising first and clear there, instead of just feeling like we are constantly just extracting things out of our life because it's not for us. So yeah, I just love that, and thank you for bringing that piece in.
Thank you. Yeah, and the other thing I'd love to add to that is, you know, it kind of also fits in so beautifully with what we were saying before we got on the call again, and that you've shared that sense of, we can be so fixed in how we see ourselves and others that we have blinkers. It's like the more we believe we know ourselves, the less we actually do sometimes, unless we're really coming from that multi-dimensional space. And so when we do see these things happening outwardly, they really can be so useful to highlight our blind spots, which is again why it's that importance, as you say, to take stock and not automatically just rule the external out and go, this is a problem, this is a problem, exactly as you say. So yeah, no, it feels like I feel completion on that. Do you? That feels like a really
that's beautiful. Yeah, we can move into the overall medicine and manifestation.
Lovely. I knew this card was coming before it came out.
I love that.
Oh, I really love this. Okay, so I've got the return, a new story. You decide, alignment, it's coming together.
Gorgeous.
So the return speaks to feeling like we're back at square one again. This is such a powerful theme that comes with this card every time. This sense of, I can't believe this has come up again. I can't believe I'm back at square one. I can't believe I still haven't made progress with this thing. I can't believe I responded in the same way when I told myself I wouldn't do that again. It's that sense of feeling like you've got stuck in a pattern, stuck in a loop, and there's literally been no gain, no shift, no change within that entire cycle that you've done. And this is where we can really believe we've got ourselves stuck. And what the return reminds us is that every cycle we complete, we are in a different point. You've probably heard people speak to this. It's not a circle, it's a spiral. Every time we come back to what feels like square one, we're a little bit ascended or a little bit descended, however you want to look at it. You know, it's not been a linear process, and yet we have moved and we have changed, and things around us have changed. And sometimes these loops of the spiral are necessary for our internal maturing and change and growth and awakening and remembering and accumulation of wisdom. And sometimes also what I'm hearing is it's really important to understand sometimes you've just got to do a certain number of loops around that spiral for external circumstances to align, because while we are living our life and enjoying our individuation, we must also remember we're breathing in through an interconnected reality. And sometimes we can be so ready for something, but all the other things that need to line up around us, they're not ready yet for whatever reason, and it's all divinely perfect. So if you are feeling this sense, if all of this is bringing a sense of, yes, okay, I can connect with everything Laura and Kirsten are saying, but I kind of do still feel like I've tried some of these things and I'm back at square one. I feel like I've tried being a little bit rebellious, or I've nourished that soil, or, you know, okay, these things are reflecting something to me. I'll do the inner work again. You know, that is the work, that is the devotion to the path. And the return is here to confirm this overall medicine of, you know, it's shifting, things shift, things are changing. Have that patience, have that reverence for the process. Let it be the process, let all of it be sacred. And that will serve you. You're on this path anyway, whether you're going to kick and scream, whether you're going to go along for the journey and enjoy it, you're on the journey anyway. But that really will help bring more easefulness. It's not always easy, but it will bring some more easefulness into this process. It is all coming together.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, I love that, because we can feel like we're back to square one a lot of the time and not actually see where we have made these really subtle shifts and changes. I'm also getting, like, looking at these two cards as well, that we will be experiencing like glimpses and sneak peeks into like who we truly are. Like, I'm getting that there will be moments where we're like, oh, I actually did that, or oh, I actually said that, or that just kind of flowed through me. And these little glimpses, the way they're showing it to me is like, again, just like something hatching in an egg, and you just get a little glimpse of what's inside, and you can begin to see, peek and see inside, getting that experience with ourself. They're also showing me like, you know, and you have like a character in a computer game, and then there's a glitch and you realize that it's like a coding. I feel like there will be glimpses over the next few coming days of like just noticing new things about yourself. And back to like that message before of like, oh, it has wings. I didn't realize it had wings, meaning that being a metaphor of sorts for you, like something awakening within you that you didn't realize that you had. Again, it's just been waiting for this lifetime and the right environment. I'm just getting that message as well, of glimpses of who you are. But yes, tuning into the overall medicine and extending onto the beautiful medicine that Kirsten just brought forward, the overall manifestation of the cycle. Oh, metamorphosis, that's perfect. Embrace transformation. Things are now different. Yeah, confirmation there as well, that you are changing, you are transforming, metamorphosis is happening, and embracing those moments of transformation, even if they are very subtle, or they might be big and obvious as well. But things are now different. You have changed, you are changing, but you are ultimately returning to who you truly are. I feel like as well, because I saw the butterfly, that's the symbol of the butterfly, isn't it? Going through that often used metaphor of the caterpillar turning into mush and then imagining itself into being. There was like scientific study done on how there is actually imaginary cells that are active whilst the caterpillar is becoming a butterfly, cocooning itself for that time and then imagining itself into being. Yeah, just feeling that process for you here as well. I feel as well there was something like in the wasp, I had this sense of like, there is a wasp in here. It's going to just distract me. And I'm worried that something might happen that's out of my control. But for some reason, I just felt to like choose peace and stay steady and know that eventually it would find its way out. And there's something there as well. But the other card that came out here is the waterfall. Inner power, unbridled confidence, claiming your place. I'm getting the sense of like, and this might be like coming into the next cycle with this overall manifestation, is you'll get glimmers and glimpses of how you are changing and who you are becoming and returning to that your true power, following the voice of your soul, being in your own authority. And often like we're okay with that when we're in environments that we're comfortable with because we've been in this environment that we're comfortable whilst we're nurturing and growing that and looking after that. But then often we can then just want to stay in the environments that we're comfortable in. And I feel like there is, again, this feels more into the next phase after the full moon, opportunities to be in environments that you're not used to. Just a new way of life, a new experiences that might make you feel uncomfortable, but that uncomfortability is actually cracking open more of that shell. So you can realize more of your potential and more of what you're capable of. We have to often challenge ourselves to know what we're capable of as well. And I feel like those little glimpses that you'll get over the coming months of who you are going to encourage you to know that you are safe. It is safe for you to be in the uncomfortable. That's what I'm getting for you. And actually, you start to like thrive off how it expands you and how it grows you and how it cracks you open even more. You're beginning to create a new relationship with challenge and uncomfortability. You see it as just exciting growth and expansion. And I was also getting this message this morning. Things were feeling like very, very heavy for me this morning. And I've got a lot of clients at the moment who are also feeling quite heavy. And often we think that like if things are feeling heavy, and the stuff we need to clear, emotions we need to clear, which is often quite true. But the message that I was getting this morning is that it's actually a lot of energy that's wanting to come in for you, a lot of change that's wanting to come in for you, a lot of downloads, and it's about you expanding your own container and being able to, like, when it's feeling heavy, sometimes it's a call to open up more, expand more, to let that energy in. So I was getting that there as well. And that's what I'm feeling here in this unbridled confidence card, claiming your place wherever you are, not just where you're comfortable, not just where you know, and just being constantly connected to this infinite energy that you're always able to connect with, the infinite, wherever you are. There's a call for more infinite. If things are feeling heavy, it's because there's more and you can infinitely expand and open, and that's what I'm getting for you there. Yeah,
Wow. Yeah, no, I just want to say that I really, especially with that last card, I really felt something kind of a momentum shift and something else come alive, kind of like with that waterfall through you. And I feel like we were all receiving that in our bodies as you were sharing that. So thank you.
Yeah, no. So and this is what I love about, for so long we've wanted to work together and show, our medicine is very different, but has a commonality as well. And I feel like you fill in those gaps where sometimes I get into that energy of like the energy that's wanting to come in, the frequencies that are wanting to come in, and you bring that safety, you bring that wholeness, you bring that softness, you remind people of the really potent lessons for healing, and you bring that nurturing quality that sometimes I know I miss when I'm in like a channeling state. So it's just really beautiful to be able to have the two frequencies there together.
Definitely. I think, yeah, it's, it's exactly as you've summarized in some of your content recently, that sense of one, me being the kind of the roots and the nourishing soil, so that you can be this beautiful sun with the light codes and all of this upwards energy and the nourishment that brings people into their expansion. So it's an absolute, likewise, I feel that your medicine very much completes mine. So it's I know, as you say, we've been very excited about this for a long time. So this has felt like play to me.
I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I'm so glad you did, because I know I feel like if you're happy with me saying that this felt like a bit of an edge for you, and it was definitely felt like an edge for me as well. So I'm so grateful that we still said yes to it anyway, and I'm so glad that you enjoyed it, because I'm hoping that we do more of these.
Oh yeah, I will see you. Next new moon.
Next new moon. Yes, so we really hope that this supported you, and feel free to come back to this. Sometimes another layer is revealed each time we come back to a reading. Allow it to just settle into your system. Of course, as always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Um, and things might come in where you'll be like, oh, I think that came through in the reading. I'm going to watch back at that and see if there's any more information and guidance there for me. So our prayer and intention is that this reading can continue to support you for as long as you need, especially during this next cycle. And there are different elements and pockets and sections to this reading that can support you wherever you're at. um and just looking at all the cards, I don't feel like, just want to see if there's anything else that wants to be said. There's something about skill, like you do have the skill, and to trust in yourself. There is something of confidence here, and that's really bringing us back to this Leo energy, this confidence in yourself and in your abilities and in your choices. And our prayer and intention is that is really activated for you during this cycle, if that is also your wish. So yeah, we can gently bring this to a close unless there's anything else that's present on your heart, Kirsten.
No, just the final message that came through for me was that reminder that let everything be the process, let everything be sacred, and let everything be the medicine, effectively.
Gorgeous. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching, and you will definitely be seeing more of us. I will be bringing Kirsten onto my YouTube channel every now and then with these new moon energies, and I'll also be present in Soul Temple. If you're watching this on YouTube, please feel free to join our free Facebook group, Soul Temple. I'll post the link below. And if you're watching this in Soul Temple, please feel free to follow me on YouTube for more readings. And as you know, there's lots more to come. We'll be sharing a special announcement, more of our special announcements soon. And yeah, just thank you for watching.
Bye guys, thank you for
Bye.
watching.